гуру Матаджи Вайшнави в ИСКОН. Матаджи Нараяни реально легендарная личность в каком-то смысле. Большое, мы очень благодарны Матаджи Нараяни, что она с нами. Харе Кришна, thank you so much, and thank you that you're with us. Are you in Sweden now?
Yes.
Okay, translation working? Yes, yes.
So I was Pujari in Calcutta Temple from 1972 to 1977.
Uh-oh. Почему? Okay, sorry. Say it again.
So I was in India when Srila Prabhupada was there. And all the pujaris in India were ladies, except for Mayapur, which was Jananivas. So we had very difficult and austere conditions because in Bombay, there was no temple. The deities were in a hut, not a hut, just a tent. In Calcutta, we had a house, but there was hardly any electricity or water. So we, maybe like Ukraine now, similar, electricity and water is a bit scarce. I don't know, but in Calcutta it was, so we had to light these big ghee lamps all the time because there was no electricity. One time I caught on fire when I was doing arti. So it was very austere.
Your sari got on fire when you were doing arti?
Yeah, no, but it was before arti. The doors were closed, but I just took it off quickly. I was okay. So Prabhupada emphasized three things to us in India. Punctuality, everything should be on time. Cleanliness, everything should be clean. And the third thing is devotion. We must have devotion, bhakti, for the deities. So first of all, cleanliness. We had these ghee lamps always lit. One time Prabhupada came and he said, "Why are these ghee lamps so dirty? Who has done this?" So, we have to go up and Prabhupada is angry and we have to say, yes, it is our fault. Sorry, Srila Prabhupada. And then another time it was Darshanarti and everything was clean, but then there was some wooden doors which we didn't have time to open before Prabhupada came. So when we opened those doors, there were 3-4 flower petals on the ground. And Prabhupada said, "Why is it so dirty here?" And there's a few flower petals. And so then my husband went up and my husband said, "Negligence?" And Prabhupada, he was very angry with that answer. He said, "No, you have to be very attentive." So now about devotion, we had on one altar Jagannath, another altar Gaur, Radha, Krishna. Now, behind the deities, there was an open window. And from the window were coming bees every day. On Radha Govinda's side, big bumblebees.
Wasps? Bees, not wasps. Bees.
No, bees.
Oh,
bumblebees. Bees. Like in Krishna Lila, Radharani, she was having a bumblebee. So on Radha Krishna's side, bumblebees were coming, sitting in lotus flowers. Every day we had 144 lotus flowers, fresh. 144 roses and 50 garlands every day. So the bees big bees were coming to Radha Krishna, and small bees were coming to Jagannath and sitting on the garlands all day. So Srila Prabhupada saw the bees. He said, when the bees are coming to the deities, that means Krishna is pleased with the worship. So we had the bees coming. Yeah, we had many very opulent flowers. Rose, gardenia, jasmine, every day, 50 garlands. I was changing the flowers 5 times per day, 5 times. So Prabhupada was very happy with that. And when he would give the classes, Bhagavatam class and Gita class, every time he would mention the deities. And he would say, thank you for dressing these deities so nicely. He said, this deity worship is under the direction of Srimati Radharani. And Active Devotion confirms that, first chapter, that our devotional service is being controlled by Srimati Radharani. We are her servants. Just like I was recently visiting Lachua temple, and every day they announce who is dressing the deities. They have 3 different altars. So they don't say an announcement. They don't say who this person dressed the deity. They said, this is who is assisting their spiritual master in dressing the deities today. So it was, yes, who is assisting the spiritual master. And in India, most of the ladies were not married. And they were doing deity worship. It wasn't necessary you had to be married to be a Brahmin. There were many unmarried ladies who were doing deity worship in India. And the Indian people supported us. They were very happy, and we had good relationship with the Indian people. So one time, it was Darshan Arti, morning time, greeting the deities. Srila Prabhupada came. He sat on his Vyasasan. He was surrounded by sannyasis on his way to Mayapur or coming from Mayapur. So he called us up, the pujaris who dressed the deities, and he said, thank you very much for dressing Radha Krishna so nicely. And afterwards, one sannyasi came to us and said, did you hear what Prabhupada said when you were offering obeisances? We said, no. And the sannyasi said, Prabhupada told us, be blessed. We got the blessings. So, but we were, it's not time to retire. We were only in our 20s. So the next day, I understood, okay, yesterday I got the blessing, but today I have to earn the blessing again. Every day I have to try to get the blessings of Srila Prabhupada by dressing the deities. And our temple president, he would take pictures of the deities and he would show them to the Indian men, and then the Indian men would join ISKCON as life members just by seeing the pictures of our deities. So one time he took a picture 1 minute, and then 1 minute later he took another picture, and he said to us, hey, they changed, they look different. And we said, yes, they are changing every second. If you can catch them, you can see. They are not just standing there, they are changing their expressions. So we could experience that being with the deities. Sometimes when I was dressing Govinda, then I would see, before I dress him, I would already see where the earrings are, where the crown is, where the jewelry are. And I just had to put where he wanted them. I didn't even have to think. So it was very wonderful. I was doing deity worship 20 hours a day. All the archies. And
20
not
hours.
cooking.
20
Yeah,
hours.
sleep 4 hours. And yes, because I had to wake up 2:30, have a bath, wake up the deities 3:30, and then dress them, do mangala, dress deities. And then I had to be whole day with the deities because we didn't have chokidar, we didn't have guards. So I had to guard them because there was no protection. There was no bars. So I had to sit whole day with the deities and and do 4 artis every day and dress at nighttime. I would finish 10 o'clock dressing because last arti was 8:30. So yeah, it was a full-time service, but I was young. It was okay. I could do it. Now I can, but in those days I could do. So we got Prabhupada. There was one artist who came to Calcutta. His name was Vishnu. So Prabhupada called him to his room, and Prabhupada showed him a picture of Radha Govinda. And he said, you should paint Krishna like this, very young. I was seeing Krishna like Kaisha age, like 11 years old, like young, very young boy. And so Prabhupada liked that. And he said, that's how you should paint Krishna. Very young. Very young. So we offered, it was a very simple worship, but we did offer neem twigs every day so they could brush their teeth with neem twigs. And also, Srila Prabhupada told us that we should not put sandalwood on the white marble deities because it would stain them. We should not put sandalwood. Except on Krishna's feet, that was the exception. We could put sandalwood on Krishna's feet, no decoration. He told us that.
And it's at the time, at the time you had white marble Radha Govinda.
And yeah, they're both white.
And then, but the little ones, but did you have also little ones, the darshan, not darshan?
They were brass. Yeah.
Okay. And these are the original deities that Prabhupada used to have in his childhood. Is it?
No. They were stolen.
Oh, those were stolen.
They were in Mayapur, and when the Dacoits attacked, they took those deities. They thought they were gold.
Right. Okay.
No, we don't. But the small deities in Calcutta are the original ones in America, which Prabhupada traveled with.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah, so they are also original, but not those ones. So, and we're instructed that Radharani should be more beautiful than Krishna. She's the most beautiful, not Krishna. Radharani is the most beautiful, and so we had to make her more beautiful than Krishna. That was our instruction. In Vaikuntha, Narayani is more beautiful than Lakshmi. But in Goloka, Radharani is more beautiful than Krishna. And so if you're worshiping Radha Krishna, then you have to make Radharani more beautiful. So mantras, we had very simple worship. We had no mudras. We had no these mantras that you have to chant. So actually now in your wartime, you can perhaps make the deity worship more simple because maybe you can't do everything that you did before. So when Prabhupada was here, we had a very simple worship. We didn't have mudras, mantras. For bathing and dressing, we would chant Brahma Samhita, whole Brahma Samhita. We would chant, and that was it for bathing and dressing. And artis, no mantras. we would just chant the regular Bhoga Arti or Sandhya Arti or Mangal Arti. If nobody came, we had to chant ourselves too while we were offering the Arti. We would do the Kirtan and the Arti both. And also the order of offering, which Prabhupada taught us, is not as they do today. First, it was just like when you offer Bhoga, first you offer Prabhupada, and then you offer Gonitai, and then you offer Lochitani, and then you offer Namo Brahman Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. Namo Brahmanya Devaya. So it's Nama Om Namaste Saraswati Deve, Namo Mahavananaya, and Namo Brahmanya Devaya. So that's how we offer the Bhoga. And then for Arti, same thing. We would offer first to Prabhupada, then Nitai, then Gaur, then Radha, then Krishna. So it was first Prabhupada, and then Gaur Nitai, and then Radha Krishna. We didn't do backwards. Because Prabhupada said, first you have to offer to the Guru, and Guru will give it to Lord Chaitanya, Lord Chaitanya will give it to Krishna. So because that's the way our parampara goes. We offer up to them and they give it back to us, coming down through parampara. So it's quite different from what they do now.
Well,
we were trained in a different way.
I even heard that in some temples where they have Prabhupada disciples, lady disciples, or pujaris, they would allow both standards. You know, those who were taught by Prabhupada, they will do it the way Prabhupada said, and those who came later, they'll do the different standard. Of course, in Ukraine, we don't have Prabhupada disciples, pujaris.
Yeah, and some temples is like that, but I think in some temples they enforce. It was very funny because and we didn't have the complicated Achman also, only just 3 mantras, you know, not this and all these things we don't know. So one time, myself and Urmila, we were at the Singhachalan. Lord Nrsingadev's appearance day, and we were invited to bathe Lord Nrsingadev. So Urmila and I came in and they said, you have to do this complicated Achman. And we said, you know, we don't know this Achman, we can't do this. They said, well, here you can read it. But we didn't have our glasses, so we couldn't read the Achman. And so we just had to do our own Achman and do the bathing. And yeah, so that was how we do it. The one time I was
Did Prabhupada ever do the full Achaman in his life? Did you ever see?
No, we never saw him do that. No. Okay. We never saw it. That's something new that was introduced after. Many things new were introduced after he left. While he was here, it was not like that. No. We didn't see him do that. So yeah, so we weren't trained like that. With so many rules and regulations, he made it simple for us. One time I was doing Mangal Arti, so I was offering the ghee lamp, and Srila Prabhupada, when I went to turn to offer to the devotees, then Srila Prabhupada was standing right behind me, maybe 6 inches behind me. And I didn't know what to do. Am I supposed to do arti to him, or should I offer it to him? So I did both, fast arti and offer. So whole arti, Srila Prabhupada was standing right behind me, watching me. I was very nervous and very attentive and very focused. And after that happened, I thought, maybe I should do all my service like that. Prabhupada standing right behind watching me. So yes, it was a wonderful time to be with Srila Prabhupada in India. In India, yes, all the ladies were pujaris in Bombay when they were destroying the temple. There was one lady pujari who was trying to defend the deities, and she was carried away by the police. Yes, and so it was, yes, the ladies were there. And
Giriraj Swami was telling us the story. Giriraj Swami was telling us the story about how this lady, she stood in front of the deity and she wouldn't let
she was
anybody.
holding on to two poles.
Yeah.
She was a big lady, big, you know, very big. Yeah. And then they took her, kicking and screaming. They took her into the police van, you know, and they were taking her by the hair also. And then she got a letter from Prabhupada later that, yes, Krishna will take you back to Godhead like that, kicking and screaming. So she, yeah, it was, we were defending, also I defended the deities. There was a riot kind of, and they pushed me in front and I did cool them down, cool the people down. So yes, it was wild. It was very wild. But we were together, brothers and sisters, together as one family, serving the deities and serving Srila Prabhupada. So that's what all I have to say. If you have any questions, you can ask it, please.
I heard it from you, and if anybody wants to ask questions, если кто-то хочет задать вопросы, напишите в чат, пожалуйста. I heard it from you that once in Calcutta you were visited by the lady pujaris from Shri Chaitanya Math in Mayapur.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, in Calcutta, I believe it was. I don't know where she was, but there was one lady who was a pujari in Gaudiya Math. She told me, because I could understand Bengali. She was speaking Bengali, and she said, "Yes, we are the same family. Yes, Swajati. We're same." And yeah, and she was saying, yeah, she also was doing deity worship in Gaudiya Math temple. So yeah, it's not that new. Prabhupada started something. Of course, he did start something because we're Western ladies. We're not Indian ladies. So with the Indians, he was, they had to stay home in their house and come every day. They couldn't stay in the temple, the Indian ladies. They had to stay at home, but they would come and cook. They would cook the offerings. And his granddaughter, his brother's granddaughter, she was initiated, and she and her brother were initiated by him. She started coming to the temple at the age of 12, and she was helping to cook for the deities.
Did Prabhupada's sister help with deity worship, Pishima?
No. She would cook for Prabhupada sometimes when he would visit. She didn't do it. She had nothing to do with deity worship. But she had Prabhupada's original childhood deities with her. She was the one who had them. And then they went to Mayapur temple. But then dacoits attacked and they stole those deities. So they're no longer in the possession of ISKCON. They were never recovered. They were not recovered.
Thank you.
The thing is, she used to cook in mustard oil. One time I went to her house and
горчичное масло. Yeah, I tried to translate it because we don't have that so much mustard oil.
Mustard oil. So I went to her house for prasad, and there was so much in the vegetable. I was so scared because my liver wasn't good. And then I thought, oh, here's rice. I'm so happy. And then she took the bottle of mustard oil and poured it on my rice. And I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna get it. Anyway, yeah, she was quite interesting, but no, she never got involved. She didn't cook for deities, only for Prabhupada. That was her only service. That she would come cook for Prabhupada. Mayapur in Calcutta.
And did you get the chance to cook for Prabhupada, or was it an exclusive service?
No, I'm not a cook. The Indian ladies were the cooks.
Okay.
I was doing everything else, artis and dressing and tulsi, taking care of tulsi and buying the flowers, haggling with the flower guys. And no, I never cooked in Calcutta or for Prabhupada. And yeah, I'm not a cook. I don't know, still, I don't know how to cook really
And
very well.
in other temples where there were lady pujaris and in India, and is it like Palaka? Who else? Palika. Palika.
Palika, Malati, Palika, Tungabhadra, Mai Tahiti, she was the one who protected the deities. And who else? Madri, Tamal's wife. Madri. Krishna Rupa from Australia.
Okay, the Madri and Krishna Rupa from Australia.
No, only Krishna Rupa. Krishna Rupa is from Australia, and she later moved to Mayapur. And she was sewing. We were also sewing. I was sewing, yeah. Besides the regular, we were sewing for the deities. So we made about 50
making
dresses.
Outfits for the deities.
Yeah, we were sewing.
Wow. Okay. There are two questions from brahmacharis, from temple president in Odessa. Okay, I'm translating it, and I'll read first the question. Когда имеет смысл повышать стандарты, или этого в принципе не нужно делать и следовать тому, как Шрила Прабхупада просил поклоняться? When there is a reason to lift up or make standards higher? Is there any reasons for hiring the standards, or is it okay just to follow what Prabhupada have introduced?
Of course, I'm a little bit, I feel that it's what Prabhupada taught us is enough, and there's no need to change it. Yes, so
that's your opinion.
Yeah, there's no need to change. What Prabhupada gave us is enough. It's good enough. He emphasized punctuality, cleanliness, and devotion. And even there is a place in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada said that they're trying to, they want to follow all these very complicated deity worship things, but they cannot even chant their 16 rounds. There is a place in Chaitanya Purport where Prabhupada does say that. So it sounds like there is no need to change everything and make high standards like this. And Prabhupada made the point they can't even chant their 16 rounds, so why they should make it so complicated? He gave us a very simple process. Yeah,
we also heard from Giriraj Swami that the authors of the first booklet, The Perfection of Deity Worship, little one, they came to Prabhupada, and he was in the room, and Prabhupada, when he heard them, he said, just keep it simple. That was his instruction. Keep it simple.
I mean, actually, yeah, it's like when you get all these complicated rules and regulations, then it changes the whole mood also. That you think more about the rules and regulations than you do about the deities and who's there, who you're serving. It's not so personal as I feel. I feel it's more personal how Prabhupada taught us to concentrate more on the mood and on the devotion, on the cleanliness, on the punctuality, and not so much all the techniques and the rituals. We didn't have that.
Okay, there is a second question, and I will just read it out. Что Шрила Прабхупада говорил по поводу предложения боги, купленной в магазине? Я так понимаю, что это будет в индийских магазинах. Okay, the question is, what did Srila Prabhupada says about offering boga that was basically bought in a shop? No, I don't. I know. Jana Nivas was telling me that they were buying the Sandesh.
Yeah, we were buying. In Calcutta was the best sweet shop in the world, and Prabhupada wanted those sweets, and we did offer them, but we also made sweets too. We made sweets. I don't remember if we offered. I think we did offer those sweets to the deities as well, but we actually did make fresh sweets. We didn't just offer those. We did have fresh sandesh. We did have fresh.
Okay, so you were getting sometimes sweets from the best shop in the world, the best quality that Prabhupada knew, and also you were cooking something for the deity.
Yeah, I can't exactly remember if we offered the shop ones or not, because Prabhupada, he had the sweets in his room from the best shop, and he would give them out to guests. So it could be that he only used that for prasad distribution to the guests. And I don't remember if we offered to the deities or not. Probably not.
Thank you so much. That's really, really important thing for us. If somebody comes, it's my question. I will translate it first. Если кто-то приходит и предлагает что-то божествам, вы кладете это на алтарь. If somebody comes and offers something to you, like brings sandesh from the shop and puts it on the altar, you kind of like, it's like he's offering to the deities. Did you have this in India?
Which altar?
Yeah,
I see what you mean. We didn't have that in Calcutta. People weren't bringing things, but I do see devotees in Vrindavan bring cooked things that they make, and they do offer. They offer fruits, but they don't offer like outside things in Vrindavan, as far as I can see. No.
Thank you. There is a question. It's connected to what you said. It's just to clarify it, because we grow up in a different time, so we have different standards. So, что значит ваши слова, что вы раньше в начале предлагали упачары Шрилы Прабхупаде, потом Господу Чайтанье, Нитянанде и Рада Кришне? Мы показываем вначале упачары Шрилы Прабхупаде, потом Господу Чайтанье, Нитянанде, а потом предлагаем Кришне. То есть мы просим благословения Шрилы Прабхупады у Господа Чайтаньи, Нитянанды, предложить через них упачару, и только потом предлагаем Кришне. Это правильно? Okay. The question is, we see they cannot get it, because usually, okay, the question is, what do you mean that you offer first to Srila Prabhupada, and then to Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, and then to Radha Krishna? We usually show it to Srila Prabhupada, and then we offer to Krishna.
We offer the whole arti Prabhupada, then we offer to Nitai, then we offer to Gauranga, then Radha, then Krishna. Arti.
Yeah,
like that.
So the items of upachars are offered first to Guru, to Srila Prabhupada, then to Nityananda, then to Gauranga, Radha.
Radha.
Okay, so it's like you go through them. Okay. Yeah, so that's what, just because it doesn't come in. I did it before, like this, before, like that 35 years ago or something. I was doing this way because that's what I was shown. But then I heard a different, this new standard which came out in the 90s and in here, so it was clear. Oh boy. Okay, I think you're out of time, but I have one question, maybe more. Is it okay for one question?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question that just came. Again, we are not changing standards. We are just talking about history, how it was. Whatever is standard, we are not actually discussing. Okay, how many devotees from the whole mission at the time, in percentage, out of 100% devotees, how many were in the Pujari service? How many devotees were doing some service as a Pujari? And how many you think should be now? I don't know. That's a question. It's not really a very rational, maybe. I will just translate it. Just translate this. В свое время в миссии какой процент преданных занимались пуджей, и какой по проценту их вовлеченности И какой этот процесс должен быть по вашему сегодняшнего дня? Okay. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I would say in America, it was like 10-15% were pujaris and the rest were out doing book distribution. In India, it was maybe 20% and the rest were doing life membership. But Prabhupada set the standard there should be at least 4 brahmanas in a temple for Radha Krishna to come. There should be at least 4 brahmanas.
4 brahmanas, minimum standard if you want to have Radha Krishna. Yeah. We wish we had Prabhupada around.
Yes. It's now it's difficult to find so many brahmanas who will do deity worship. Actually.
Yeah. Yes. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a blessing to have you. You gave so much blessings to us, and we are so grateful for your kindness. Thank you so much. And I hope Ukrainian devotees are in your prayers these days.
Yes, they are. Every day. Every day I pray.
Thank you. Oh, another question. God save me. Maybe you want to ask a question, Damayuta Prabhu? Зададите вопрос, пожалуйста, просто чтобы было быстрее. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Question. Скажите несколько слов о связи изучения шастр и поклонения. Please say a few words about connection between studying shastras and deity worship. I don't know.
Well, when I was doing pujari service, I was learning slokas from the books, Gita, Bhagavatam, every day. And I felt it was a good balance. You need to hear, because Prabhupada said, if you don't hear Bhagavatam and the scriptures, then it will be just mechanical deity worship. It will just, you won't know what you're doing. If you don't know who is Krishna, who you are serving, you have to know how you can love him if you don't know who he is. So yes, I was reading all the books. We didn't have any books in India, but when devotees came for Gaur Purnima, I would see somebody has a book and I would beg the book from them. So I got the full set of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita by begging. So personally, I had burning desire to read the books, and I did it. When I was with the deities, I was reading, I was memorizing, and I was singing bhajans too, because then you express your own feelings when you sing the bhajans to the deities, because I had to watch the deities the whole day. And so, yeah, it wasn't just, chanting. I was chanting my rounds, but at the same time, I was singing the bhajans and I was reading Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And that's how I knew these purports. When the bees were coming to the deities, then third canto was describing how the bees were sitting on the garlands in the spiritual world.
Yeah, when Krishna 4 Kumaras saw Narayani, yes. It's amazing how, yeah. Wow.
So it was like for me, when I would read the books, then the things would come alive. And sometimes I would read something in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then I would add it to the deity worship, like offering the neem twigs to brush their teeth. That was in Chaitanya Charitamrita.
There is one question from a young lady Pujari. She just started. Сколько примерно времени нужно читать в день, чтобы иметь вкус поклонения божествам? How many hours one should read a day to gain taste for the deity worship?
Well, it's not a matter of so many hours, but you must read with quality. You must, not just read fast, but you try to find something that makes you is very interesting to you, and you repeat that thing, and then remember that thing, and also something you find something you can apply in your own life, and that becomes realized knowledge. If reading it, half hour is enough. 1 hour is good, but half hour is sufficient, or even one verse if you read nicely. One verse in purport, that's enough. If you can apply it, then that's good enough for you.
Thank you so much. And we originally asked you for half an hour, and we got more than half an hour, and so much more. Thank you so much. And maybe sometime in the future, we will be not only in your prayer, but maybe you get a little bit of time for us, maybe in the future. It would be a huge blessing. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpatrutyasya kripasindhavya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Джай, Харе Кришна. Все можете поблагодарить, если вам понравилось. Я реально благодарен. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Да, наверное, трансляция.